So I literally just finished presenting a webinar for a client on the importance of authenticity, authentic leadership. And as you may know, I wrote a book called The Authenticity Principle, which is why I'm so obsessed with talking about this. And in my webinar, I was talking about how important it is during this crisis moment, the pandemic crisis, the racial injustice crisis, for us to be leveraging authenticity and sharing how hard this moment is. And I was also talking about how, as team members, as leaders, it's really important that we bring more of our authentic selves to work, which then got me thinking about some of the ways in which I'm bringing my authenticity to work. And I will tell you this, that pre-COVID, I was already committed to authentic living in terms of my personal life and my work life, but I'm whole new next level authentic living as it relates to my work experiences. And this past week in particular, first of all, I've had a pretty crappy week. I hear Mercury is in retrograde or is coming up, or maybe it passed, and actually I don't even know what this really means, but I need something to blame it on, and so I'm just gonna blame it on that. I just had a really crappy week, and first of all, I have openly talked about this. When clients are like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm not having a good week. Even on the webinar today, I said to them, all 300 people watching, I'm like, I'm really miserable today. I'm having a really hard day. That is authenticity in the workplace. This morning, I had a client call with everyone at 9 o'clock, and I was running late, and so I literally showed up with sopping wet hair. My hair was wet, and it was very visible, and I said, oh, my hair's wet, sorry, it hasn't dried. And they're like, okay. I mean, I don't know whether I recommend that. I mean, you can do it too. Over to you to decide what authenticity looks like for you. But for me, I'm like, whatevs. Or 2 days ago, and this might be one of the reasons I've had a shitty week, is so 2 days ago, I was on a video call with a client I'm doing advisory work for, 3 women, and they're like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm having really bad menstrual cramps. And I actually showed them my heating pad, and they were really lovely, and they're like, oh, that sucks. And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this is whole next level authenticity that I'm showing clients my heating pad because I have menstrual cramps. And even me telling you in the world, I had really bad menstrual cramps all week this week. Whole different level of authenticity. And I think that COVID has really brought it on. I thought, as someone who wrote a book on this too, I was like, I have deeply been committed to being who I am as much as possible, but COVID has taken it to a whole different level because I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth. I just am so tired. I don't give a shit. It's this is who I am, and this is how it's gonna be. And so have you been doing this as well? It'd be so interesting for you to take a step back and reflect on, are you being more authentic during this crisis moment? What does that look like for you? How good does it feel for you? And if you're not, or if there are areas you're holding back in, why are you holding back? And what's preventing you from putting out more of yourself in the workplace? And of course, I have truckloads of free tools, tips, strategies, worksheets, videos, blogs, and more to help you at ritubhasin.com. Anyhow, just my musings for this week. Thanks as always for watching.